What is up, guys? This one, I'm kind of excited for. This is the Iron Master Adjustable Mace. So, quick synopsis. So, I was at Home Gym Con. Lots of homies there. Don from Adex was there. Very cool booth. Very cool adjustable mace. Review right here, or up here probably is where it's going to end up. Check it out. Good mace. But Iron Masters was here. If you know Iron Masters, then you know they're a spin lock dumbbell design. Okay? Here is the threads. There are no threads there. And here, I don't know if you can see, but there are threads on most of it, and then a little piece, like this piece here, is not threaded. So what that means is you just line up this notch with this notch, and you don't have to go screw, 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 screw. You can just go slide, screw, tight. They call it the quick lock, right? They are very fast to adjust compared to like a CK or an Adex mace. I've warned y'all. I warned y'all like 2 years ago, Donnie, CK Mace Works. I warned you both, Colin at Great Lakes Gira. If Iron Master ever decides to make an adjustable mace and it's good, you might have some problems, okay? I said that. I reached out to you guys. You can't say I didn't warn you. Now, not that this is a perfect mace. There are some drawbacks. But I got to swing it at Home Gym Con. I was talking to the guy there whose name I don't remember. I'm really bad about remembering people's names, so I'm sorry. But he runs Iron Master for the UK. He was just down here helping. And we were talking. I was like, hey, how'd that mace? I saw you guys had the mace come out. Like, has anyone messed with it? He's like, yeah. I was like, how heavy anyone go? Anyone swing with it? And he's like, yeah, 20, 30 pounds. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, dude, how heavy can it go? And he's like, I don't know. How heavy do you want it to go? And I was like, I don't know. How heavy can it go? So we got it up to, we labeled the video 60 pounds, but upon recount, it was at 65 pounds or 64 point something. And we swung the 64-pound Iron Master mace for some reps, and I have some thoughts and some impressions. Okay, so before we get into all the details, let me show you how this thing works. Empty. This handle is 6.5 pounds. That's without the loading pin. This is their standard loading pin. This is their shorter loading pin. It's about 3 3/4 inches long of loadable space, which means not very long. But it can get you with their plates. They have these little grooves in them, right? So it sits in the top nice and evenly. Boop. They even have a little stopper on the bottom so that you're not sliding around on the floor if you're loading it. You line that up. Now it's at 9 pounds. That's a 2.5 pound plate. The 2.5 pound plates are like 3/8 inch thick. The 5 pound plates are 5/8 inch thick, which puts us exactly the same as the weighted out plates, the gold plates that I use. But the pin here is a little under 1 inch in diameter, but I have so many life hacks for this thing, which makes me very excited whenever I can bust out my Kensui spacers. Link in bio or in the description. Check them out. I probably need to just make a review of like all the different ways you can use these stupid spacers. But check them out. They're super useful. And that allows us to do some fun things here. So the standard weight plate on their website with the standard loading pin, they say the max weight's 40-ish pounds. And if you get the longer one, you can get it to 65 pounds, which is what I was swinging at Home Gym Con. Things about it to know. It has knurling. This is actually a good knurl. It's passive, but you can still hold on to it a little bit. And it has knurling up here as well. So when you're doing some things like this, I wish the knurling went a little higher, actually. Come to think of it, it should be here, not here, but that's okay. If you're doing some mid-swing stuff, you're doing some like inside, outside mills, sometimes you'll be grabbing at the middle, because if you grab at the bottom, you'll be hitting the ground with it. So that's a good spot for that. I just wish companies would just knurl the whole thing. Just knurl the whole thing. So that way, if I'm doing ballistic curls, I'm doing like a ballistic curl to a swing, or I'm doing an uppercut, I'm not on the smooth, especially if it's going to have a coating, like this has a chrome coating, which, let's talk about that. Chrome coating, very shiny. When I'm watching myself swinging in the mirror or on videos, the flashing lights are dazzling. The glitter is great. The glam is awesome. But chrome is a little bit of a slick coating. It fills in the knurl a little bit. So be sure when you're swinging, throw some chalk on there, and it's still going to feel a little slick, to be honest. So be aware of that. That might be my only gripe about this, is that the chrome makes the knurl a little slick, so just pay attention. But no worse than like a powder coat, which is like most maces out there. So coating is good. Coating means less oxidation, which means you're not going to have to do as much barbell maintenance to keep rust off of it. Coating is bad because it's slightly slippery. It feels very light. 6.5 pounds is a very light mace. That is very good for learning, but I wonder if the weight capacity that they listed was due to the length of loading pin or because they were afraid of something bending. I doubt it would bend. God, I wish y'all would come up with a bigger loading pin for people like me that want to swing 100-pound maces. One other thing that I think is an easy, quick change is get a pommel on the end, especially if you have like a slicker coating. The thing you're going to be watching for is sliding, right? So you're doing like a 5-minute session of swings, which is decently common in competition. That could be anywhere between like 150 and 200 reps. You're going to start sliding. Even if you start with chalk, even if you start with some like wax, you're still going to potentially have some issues and having some regripping to get back to where you want to be. Having a pommel on the end prevents you from sliding off. It's just a very comfort thing, but like it's a safety thing too, but who cares about that? It's a comfortable thing so you can keep going, which is all the nice. So what I'm going to do probably is where this knurl, and we're going to get into the MacGyver shit now, this knurl ends here. I'm going to chop that off. I'm going to weld on a pommel for it, and this will be pretty fun to swing. Lengthwise, it is 43.5 inches before you add plates. So 44 inches is like my favorite length of mace. For me and my height and my leverages, it feels like the sweet spot. That's why I made mine 44 inches. But when you're adding plates on it, it's going to get longer. So, but typically anywhere between like 44 and like 50 inches should be comfortable for people that are like 5'8" or taller if you're a dude. So with all these adjustable mace companies, I think it would be cool to have a mace that has like, this one's 42 inches long, this one's 40 inches long, this one's 44 inches long, like couple options. I know that makes you have to carry more inventory. If you're a smaller shop, it's fine. You're just customing stuff anyway. If you're a bigger shop, I get that's a thing. And I'll give them a pass on it because they're a decently big company. Pricing wise, this is $159 before shipping. Whoa. That is the cheapest adjustable mace on the market. CK Maceworks has multiple lengths. It's a good person to copy. They have a good product. This screw is way better than theirs. They have a very nice knurl. But having different lengths there, super cool. Side note. God, I'm so ADD on this video. Okay, so, lost train of thought. $159. The next cheapest one you're going to get that's metal is the ADX mace at like, I think last time I looked it was like 170, 165 bucks before shipping. And you can get just the mace handle with the screw for right in that price range. So this is even a little cheaper than that. Other funny coincidence those two companies have together is they both have their proprietary plates, which we can get around. Woo! I'm going to tell you this part. This is very cool. So if you just bought the handle here, it's $159 plus shipping. if you already have their dumbbells and you already have a bunch of their plates and you want to get into maces, this is a no freaking brainer. This would be your best purchase, your smartest, I want to try it out and not spend a ton of money purchase is this. If you have the dumbbells, just buy this. If you're watching this video, you're interested enough in maces, buy it. Just buy it. Buy it. Now, if you don't have a set of Iron Master dumbbells and you're like, ooh, 159 bucks, that's a great deal. Oh man, it's another 200 bucks to get the plates I need to go up to 40 pounds. Dang it. That is an issue. Now you're in that $350 range. You can get an AdX mace to 30 pounds for like $350 shipped to you or somewhere right around there. So you're in the same price range. And I don't know. They're both good maces. That's kind of a toss-up for me if you're talking that price range between this one or that one. Flip a coin. They're both solid. There's some things about this that are better. There's some things that about that are whatever. But you're kind of in that same boat. So now you have to start thinking, ooh, what weights do I have? What can work? But the good news is you don't have to do that here because of the company I mentioned earlier, Kensui Fitness, and their freaking little stinking adjustable dumbbell spacer sleeves. I forget what they call them. So there will be a link for the Iron Master, of course, and these in the bio. You can see it's just a little ring. It has a 1-inch hole. So these were originally made for the Kensui adjustables. They're actually kind of similar to Iron Masters or like the old Pepins, where instead of the standard barbell with the screws coming out that you put weights on and then put another screw thing on, they basically have the screw things separate like this. You load the plates onto this and then it goes in. That way you're not stabbing your leg with a spike. You get like a nice flat surface like a normal dumbbell. So they made them for standard plates. Standard plates have 1-inch holes, which is the middle of that. Now, if you're someone who is, in my opinion, a serious lifter, you have 2-inch hole plates. You don't have 1-inch stupid plates. 1-inch plates are for people that are like, oh, I've had these since the 60s, and that's what they made. Or like, hey, I want to get into working out, but I've never been to a gym before. Oh, these plates are a little cheaper, so you get your standard plates. I hate standard plates. Standard plates are stupid, and it's honestly one of my biggest gripes about the CK Maceworks mace. Sorry, guys. It is. Anyways, but Kensui, kind of a crappy mace. Really valuable piece right here. These are like $9 and you get like 8 of them. So what you do, this is not quite an inch diameter, so it's not perfect fit, but ooh, baby, is it close. So let me drop my loading pin. I guess I'll just hold it. So it is a bit of a setup compared to just slapping the thing on. But if you don't want to pay an extra $200 and you already have Olympic plates, pay $8, get some of these. I actually have ones that I've sawed in half, so it's 1/2 inch and inch thick. You throw it over the hole. You take a plate or two. I guess you can put the plates on first. And as long as there's any piece of that spacer in the top plate, you're fine. What you don't want is the spacer to be above the top plate. That's why I sawed it and made some 1/2 inch ones too. So now we have 10 5-pound plates. By the way, I am sure this would not be covered if you hurt yourself by Iron Master because we are not using it as directed by any means. But, ooh, look. Oh my God! You can just use your normal freaking plates. So this is now a 16.5 pound, probably 17 pound mace with the loading pin. And oh my gosh, it works so well. Now, if you're wanting to load heavy, there is a caveat. Normal, typical Olympic plates that you'll have in your garage or at the gym that you're going to where you bring this in your bag so you can just slap it on and swing in a normal gym, which is very cool. They're thicker. They're thicker than the Iron Master plates. The Iron Master 5s are like 5/8 inch thick. These are probably damn close to an inch thick, maybe just shy of an inch thick. Same with the 2.5 pound plates. Iron Masters, you're looking at 3/8. You're looking at probably a 1/2 inch. So because the loading pin's short, if I was loading with 5-pounders here, it's just not going to go quite as heavy. You can load with 10-pounders though and get there. I have not tested this, but when I get my longer loading pin in, we're going to do a short. We're going to see how fucking heavy I can get this thing. We're going to get real stupid. I'm going to try not to get hurt. We're definitely going to go over their max weight capacity. And Iron Master, I know that ain't your fault if I hurt myself. I love y'all. So this is cool. You now have a $160 mace, and you can use the plates you already have, which is awesome and so much more affordable. So, overall rating on the Iron Master. If you do not have the spacers, I'm going to give it an 8 because it's a good mace. I wish it had a pommel. I wish it was knurled the whole way. I wish it had a longer loading pin. But if we're talking you have those Kensui spacers, man, I feel like it's a 9 because you can use your own plates. And the only thing is they need a longer loading pin for that. If they sold a longer loading pin for like $100 or $75 or something like that, you could get nasty with this. But now, my message for the Iron Master people, because I know y'all will watch. Add a pommel here. Knurl the whole thing, or take this knurling here and move it down. Because there's a lot of stuff with maces where you're grabbing the end, and that is smooth. And it'd be cool if it had a little bit of grip there. But honestly, just knurl the whole thing, and you'll be in business. This is the Iron Master adjustable mace. It is a great pick. One of the better ones out there, in my opinion. If you have a spin lock adjustable dumbbell style thing, man, this is if they clean up some things, this is gonna be some serious competition for you. And as I said before, I really love that in general the world is getting more aware of maces. So I mean, be ready, man. We're just gonna have a lot of competitors that are coming up and innovating and raising the level of the game. And dude, I'm excited to see it. It's gonna bring more people to the sport, to the movement of mace swinging, and I think it's gonna be pretty dang cool. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Links for the Iron Master and those Kensuis in the description. And I will see you on the next one.